Hello and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we are looking at the 8th grade concept of growing money over time, specifically what happens when we put some deposits into a bank and just let it sit there with interest, and we'll do it in 5 minutes or less. So let's say every New Year's Day you get a gift from your grandmother and it's $100. And rather than spending it, you want to save it. But instead of just saving it, you want to put it into a bank. So let's say you put $100 every New Year's Day into a bank, and you want to see how much money you'll have after several years if it's calculated at 5% interest. So it's a savings account. You're just going to let the money stay in there, right? So at year one, you're going to start with $0, but you're going to put a $100 deposit in there. And so your new balance is going to be $100. We're going to calculate that on a 5% interest. So at the end of the year, what is going to be the interest earned on that? Well, interest equals PRT. That's our simple interest right there. So let's say it's 100 times our rate, which is 0.05, which is times our time, which is just going to be 1 year. So since all of these are going to be 1 year increments, we don't really need that last one. So 100 times 0.05, right? That just equals 500. And then we've got 2 digits behind the decimal, so really $5. So you just earned $5. So at the end of the first year, you've got $105. Doesn't seem that exciting after 1 year, but let's see what happens if we let it sit for a little bit. So now we've got a beginning balance of $105. It's the next New Year's Day. You still get $100. So now you're up to $205. So what happens when we multiply our year 2? We've got 205 times 0.05. Well, that I can't do in my head, so let's figure that one out. That's going to be 25, and that's going to be 10. We don't need to multiply that. So 2 digits behind the decimal. So look at that. At a 5% interest rate, I've got 1025. So I'm going to add that 1025. So now I've got 1025 plus 205. So that's 215.25. So take a look at that. At the end of 2 years, instead of just $200, if I just kept it, in my house, I've got an extra $15.25. So let's see what happens when I take my 215.25. I'm going to add another $100. So now I get 315.25. We still get our 5% interest. Let's see what happens and how much it grows over time. So we're going to multiply this 315.25 times 0.05. So that is going to be 25. That is 10. That's 12. That's 25, 26. That's 5. That's 7. 15. But now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 digits behind the decimal. So 157625, but really we're just going to take the first 2 digits because we're dealing with money here. You can't get money into the thousands or 10,000s. So $15.76. So we need to add that 1576 to the 315.25 that we already had. And so we are going to get, wow, $331.01. So at the end of 3 years, in addition to just the $300 we've deposited, we've already made $31.01 in interest. And if we kept adding that, you can see after 5 years, after 10 years, that's just going to keep growing, growing, and growing. And that's what happens when you put money into a bank savings account and then you let it grow over time.